Uh,
I'm a former Tri-C graduate.
okay.
All right, so I got a lot of my guys been asking me like, where did I go to get my license from 6 years ago? Now this is 6 years ago now. Now this is we was over at that dark area over at the other building, not the new one where y'all at now, right? Which
Okay.
I kind of wish that we was because you got all the lights and everything. But
Yeah.
but listen, man, all of this new stuff that's coming into play, I just want to just grab some information so I could take back with my guys and let them know what they can expect now as of today, what they can expect and how much the school is. And being that I'm a Tri-C graduate, I'm gonna always represent Tri-C for them to come and get their license. So if you can
Right.
if you can help me out with any misinformation so that I can put out the right information for them.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
Go ahead.
So it's not really that difficult. It's a 6 to 8 week program. If they go Monday through Friday from 7 to 6, if they want to go on the weekends, it would be about 8 to 10 weeks from 7 to 6. We don't do financial aid, but they do have a financial program. They go through Ohio Means Jobs, and they help with the financial part, depending on, um, of course, the individual situation. Every situation is different. Um, the program is starting to enroll for summer classes. We are currently booked for the spring, so we wouldn't be enrolling until around July the 11th. And I can email you out an application that you can go over with them that they would have to fill out, and submit documents such as the Social Security card, ID, transcripts, or diploma, whichever one that they have. They can turn that back in, and then the application will be under review at that time.
Now, of course, when I came in 6 years ago, we was able to get our permits and everything by way of you guys. What is it
They
now?
still do that.
Oh, okay. So they can still come in and get their permits by way of
Uh
you
huh.
guys. They won't have to worry about getting their permits before they come, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, of course, I'm still going back and forth between the 6 years I went and the new thing that got to go through now. So
Uh huh.
again, everything's still basically the same since I went there 6 years, right?
Hmm.
Classwork, some hours of classwork, and then the rest is in the skills area and the driving part, right?
That's correct.
Okay. What is the difference now as far as them coming in now as far as like they can't, like go to a mom and pop. They have to like go to an accredited school now. What do they
Because
mean
the
by that?
law just changed, as of today, as of February the 7th. If you did not have your permit prior to February the 7th, you have to have some skill training. Um, Before February 7th, if you had your permit, you would fall under you would be what you would call, quote unquote, grandfathered in
Hmm.
if you had your permit prior to the 7th. As of today, they have to have training, period. Whether it's through Tri-C, I don't care who it's through. They have to have training, though.
So in other words, they can't just go into the DMV, grab the book, read
No,
the book, and
no,
so they.
no,
Oh, okay, okay. Now see,
no,
that's
you
that's
cannot.
that that's that misunderstanding that a lot of people is not getting. Now, what about
Yeah, no.
Now, what about for the guys like myself that already have my CDLs, but I don't have my endorsements, my doubles, triples, hazmat.
Yeah, yeah, but you already has your permit, so you don't, it don't apply to you.
Okay, okay. So as far as getting my hazmat, it's still the same. I would just go in, take the test, pay for it,
Yep,
and all like that, and
yep.
I get my hazmat.
Long as you had that, long as you had that permit and license before the 7th, you don't. It doesn't apply. It only applies to the ones who do not or have not had their permit.
Okay. Now, Tri-C, back in the day, I came in, my story like is like way different. I got a call to do a road service, to do an unlock. Seen the trucks. It's like, man, let me go ahead and do it. Let's slap my credit card right then and there. Didn't even give it a second thought. Just the lady asked me, she was like, "You sure you want me to do this?" I was like, "Yes, do it now," because before I change my mind. Back then,
Okay.
uh, it was still 5,000 or something. Now today, with the new stuff, how much is it now?
56.95 for A and 4,400 for B.
All right. Now, do you now for the B? Is does that includes passengers endorsement?
Let me look.
Mm-hmm.
Now you starting to make me do my job. Everything you just asked me, I did not have to look for, but this I actually do. Okay, hold on one second. No,
All right.
you have to get passenger endorsement.
Now let me ask you this. Now, when I went there 6 years ago, I could come back and get my passenger endorsements, but it would only cost me 1,500. Is it still the same now, or is it different?
Um, that's a good question too. Hold on one second.
Oh, okay, okay.
In the community with more than 200 programs for the workforce, university transfer, and professional development, Tri-C is where futures begin. Visit tri-c.edu to learn more. Cuyahoga Community College opened in 1963 as Ohio's first community college. Since that time, more than 900,000 people have begun their futures at Tri-C. Cuyahoga Community College provides high-quality, affordable, and accessible education to more than 55,000 students a year at 4 convenient campus locations and online. Preparing the community with more than 200 programs for the workforce, university transfer, and professional development, Tri-C is where futures begin. Visit tri-c.edu to learn more. Cuyahoga Community College opened in 1963 as Ohio's first community college. Since that time, more than 900,000 people have begun their futures at Tri-C. Cuyahoga Community College provides high-quality, affordable, and accessible education to more than 55,000 students a year at 4 convenient campus locations and online. Preparing the community with more than 200 programs for the workforce, university transfer, and professional development, Tri-C is where futures begin. Visit tri-c.edu to learn more. Cuyahoga Community College opened in 1963 as Ohio's first community college. Since that time, more than 900,000 people have begun their futures at Tri-C. Cuyahoga Community College provides high-quality, affordable, and accessible education to more than 55,000 students a year at 4 convenient campus locations and online. Preparing the community with more than 200 programs for the workforce, university transfer, and professional development, Tri-C is where futures begin. Visit tri-c.edu to learn more. Cuyahoga Community College opened in 1963 as Ohio's first community college. Since that time, more than 900,000 people have begun their futures at Tri-C. Cuyahoga Community College provides high-quality, affordable, and accessible education to more than 55,000 students a year at 4 convenient campus locations and online. Preparing the community with more than 200 programs for the workforce, university transfer, and professional development, Tri-C is where futures begin. Visit tri-c.edu to learn more. Cuyahoga Community College opened in 1963 as Ohio's first community college. Since that time,
Hello? Okay, I guess we got disconnected. Let's hold on. There we go.
Thank you for calling the Cuyahoga Community College Transportation Innovation Center located in Euclid, Ohio. Truck driving program information can be found online at tri-c.edu/truck driving. Forklift program information can be found online at tri-c.edu/forklift. Information can also be emailed to you if you leave your email address. Office hours are Monday through Thursdays from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Fridays from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you would like a return call, please leave your
This is Shine again. I got disconnected. I was talking to a young lady. She was getting some additional information for me.
Okay, what information were you looking for?
Okay. So again, I was talking to her and she was getting information as far as when I asked her about the passengers endorsement. I'm a previous graduate of Tri-C, and basically since I still represent you guys, I got a whole bunch of people that came and asked me about what's going on with the new CDL change and everything, and people asking me what school that I went to. So I told them that, hey, instead of me giving you misinformation and all that good stuff, I decided to give you guys a call and ask about, what's the changes and everything. So when I went there 6 years ago and I graduated, at that time, the passenger endorsements, I would have to come back and pay an additional $1,500 for the passenger endorsements. Is that still the same now?
I don't know passenger endorsement. I don't understand that. I thought the passenger endorsement was a test that you took at the BMV to add the passenger, but if you wanted to take the actual test in a passenger vehicle, is that what you're referencing?
No,
Endorsement is just taking the test at the BMV to
right,
add the endorsement to your license.
right. But from what I understood when I went there, I forgot his name. He has a weird. The principal guy has a weird name. Igor. Uh,
Who, Ian?
Ian. I still can't remember his name. Is he still the principal there?
He's the director.
Yeah, the director, principal. Yeah. So at that time when I graduated, with him being there, in order to my understanding at that time was that I would have to come back and do like I had to do the pre-test, or not the pre-test, but the pre-trip and everything on the school bus in order to get my passengers endorsements for the endorsements to be added onto my license. But yeah, it is a test that you do have to go and take at the DMV to get the endorsement added. But in order to understand, the passengers, that's what I was told at that time. So that's what I was that's the information she was trying to get for me.
Okay, so that doesn't we don't offer a course that you have to pay $1,500 to do anything here. So I'm not understanding that logic. And as far as I know,
Well,
unless they
this
change something within that last day or since yesterday to today, as far as I know, you take the passenger endorsement test at the DMV to add the endorsement.
right. This was 6 years. Now, mind you, this was 6 years ago. We was at the old building. The new building wasn't even thought of at the time when I went there. So, but excuse me for my voice. But in any case, the what's the as far as the new changes that's in effect today for the people that already have their license, and just let me make sure I clarify this because I don't want to go back and tell nobody different. But for the people that already have their license, they don't have to come back in uh to school or anything like the upgrade to their, say, hazmat doubles and triples and all like that. Being that we already have our license, we could just go to the
Right,
DMV, take the test, and get it added on there, right?
right.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, if you already hold a CDL license, the new rules does not apply to you because you already have a license. So you can just go to the BMV and add your endorsements, as you would. The people that the new rule apply to are the ones that do not have a license. They would have to, and plus you already went through the school,
Mm-hmm.
so you have your certificate that you have already went through the
Sure did.
160 hours if you did the A, or the 120 hours if you did the B.
Try see Trucking Academy. That's what it was called
Yeah,
back
so you
then.
already went through the the, the requirement is anyone is trying to obtain a CDL has to go through school. You already did it,
Yeah.
so
No, see, basically what I'm doing is just getting information because a lot of guys, throughout my years of trucking and all like that, I had a lot of people that come up to me and be like, "What school did I go to, or what school would I recommend and everything?" And I always say, Tri C Metro, Tri C Trucking Academy, Tri C Technology College. Now I guess is what you guys call it now. Um, because like I said, when I went there, I I enjoyed, every little thing that I went there. So of course I'm representing Tri C all the way. But now with the new, as I asked the young lady before I let you go, and I do appreciate the time.
mm-hmm.
So now with the new changes, the CDLA is 56 or 56.95, and the CDLB is how much now?
4,400.
All right, so 4,400. Okay. All right. Try C. Okay. Well, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And thank you to the other young lady that was on. And
Oh yeah, I think she tried to because she clicked over and asked me a question about. And then she said, "Oh, wait a minute, the phone is ringing again." And then she hung up on me, so she probably was trying to click back over to you and hung up on you. So I apologize for her. She's over there. The phone is just ringing, 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 ringing today.
I can imagine. I can imagine. What can you do me a favor? What is some of the key questions that you guys is getting so far?
A lot of it is, do they have to go through school? So I'm not, they're just asking, is it that they have to get their permits before the 7th? It's some various questions. Well, what about, I had one earlier about the hazmat. Do they have to have additional training for hazmat? So it just doesn't, it just, it varies.
All
They're all confused. Everyone is confused. They want to know, do they have to do the whole, class, the whole 160 hours for it, or can they just come and do the driving part? Take a couple of hours of driving. Can they just do the pre-trip part? Like, everybody is confused. So.
All right. Now let me ask you this last question. Now, when I came in 6 years ago, because again, in the midst of me getting my license and the changes all the way up till now, back then they didn't have clearinghouse. Now they do. When the guys come in and do their drug tests, let's just say they flunk the drug test for schooling. Do you guys report that to this clearinghouse?
Do we report it to where?
Clearinghouse. FMCSA's clearinghouse.
Yes. If they fail the drug test, or just if they come in and do the drug test, period.
Not if they come in and do the drug test and they fail the drug test for coming into the school, do you guys report that to the FMCSA?
Well, we don't, but the drug test people report it.
Okay. See, that's another misconception too, because see, everybody's thinking that school is different from when they go into the actual company. See, they think that the company records, if they flunk it, they'll go, record it to the FMCSA. And I keep telling them that no, if you get a drug test through the school and you flunk it through the school, then yeah, they still going to report that to the FMCSA, right?
Yeah. Yep. Because as the school, okay, for us, when we submit the drug test, the drug test people that we use, like the school, okay, as a school, we don't physically say, hey, federal people, John failed their drug test. We don't do that. But the drug test company, they have to report that. So what we do at the school now, Tri-C, the school do now to try to help the drivers or the potential drivers is that, give me 1 second.
Take your time.
Just close this out. I was doing a chat with a student, so let me just tell him. Okay, no, that was so what we do now is, and what I do now, but what we do as a school now is, with the drug test people, is if a student did not jump and go get their permit, which is why for us, we advise the student, do not purchase your actual permit. And that's why I have it in all of our verbiage now. Do not purchase your actual permit.
Okay.
Because if you do not purchase your actual permit, then they cannot report it. So tell them this. They cannot report it to
FMCS.
the FM, whatever, those letters. But if you have your permit, they have to report it. So if you're not permitted, so you can if you take the test, but you didn't actually purchase it, you don't actually have the card, they can't report it. But if you have the card, they can report it. Does that make sense?
That makes plenty of sense. So
what I tell my students is, just because with Tri-C, in order for us to know that you're serious and that we're not wasting our time with you, we ask you to go to the BMV and take the test. And then once you pass the test, don't purchase the permit. Just ask them for a printout to show that you passed it. And then the test score stays in the system for 60 days.
Okay.
So you haven't purchased anything. You haven't done anything. You just went and took a test.
Okay.
And then with that, I can say, okay, John is serious. He done studied. He's showing us at Tri-C that he's serious, so I'm not wasting my time going through the rigmarole with him, and then he's bull crapping and I'm sitting here, setting up class and doing all this and doing all that.
And then
so once I know you passed your test, you come in, you pass your DOT physical, then I give you a voucher, then send you back to the BMV and purchase your actual permit.
Oh, okay.
So then if you didn't pass your drug test, they can't report it. So then we at Tri-C say, hey, look, are you serious? Okay, if it's marijuana, then we like, we know these young kids nowadays, they doing whatever.
Right.
And they doing what they call that stuff, edibles and all they
right.
silly stuff.
Seed, CBD, yeah.
They silly. We was silly once, so they silly. Now, if you 50 and you being silly, I'm going to look at your cockeyed. So we said, so we're going to say, look, we know we got 50-year-old out here being silly. So I'm going to be like, okay, okay, John, you 22, you being silly. Now I'm going to give you 30 days, 40 days, 50 days, whatever, to get your act together. Now, do you really want to do this? Or do you want to, or you going to still being silly? So come back to me, and how long it's going to take you? I sit down and I have a real conversation with you. Tell me what it is. If this is something that you can't shake, and in 30, 40 days or 50 days or whatever, you know you ain't going to be able to do it, you wasting my time. So if I give you 30 days or 60 days, you're going to come back to me and say, Ms. Bridget, I'm ready, and I can pass this test, or you're going to be sitting up here playing these silly games with me. And you're going to be like, nah, Ms. Bridget, you know what I did, but, I ain't smoked in like 3 weeks, and I thought it was going to be out of my system. But if you give me 2 more weeks, I know it's going to be out, blah, blah, blah. Then I'll be like, all right, so I ain't going to give you 2, I'm going to give you 30 more days. We're going to postpone your class for 30 more days. Instead of you starting in March, you're going to start in April. So we're going to do your test then. We try to give you, so then we say, okay, you took your test, so you still got till XYZ date before your test scores expire, before you have to retake the test again. So we try to work with it. Or I might be like, well, you know what? You just have to retake the test again. You pass it once, you can pass it again. So, little whatever for you being silly, just take the test again. So, but as long as they don't actually have a permit, then they're not supposed to be reporting that they failed their drug test and putting that on their record. But if they're permitted, they have to report it, the point that I'm getting to.
All right. What about, now let me ask you. No, you good.
I was just gonna say that's just a little tidbit that like they're not gonna tell you that, but I try to help my people out when my people. And I help my people out, so my people seem like they can't get it together sometimes. So I'm trying to help them together because the other people, they need helping each other out. So my people need to get it together. So I'm trying to help them out.
We need to get it together. I feel you. We need to get it together, man. Hey, listen. Now let me ask you this. Of course, again, me 6 years up until now. Do you guys still, even after when it's time to do the test? I think when I took the test, me over there on the west side tested me out. Do you guys still use them to test out, or do you guys do it in-house now?
Say that again.
I can't pronounce the name. Atlas, me. 6 years ago, at either Atlas or me tested me. Tested me out. Do you guys still use them to test out?
We have our own test site here now.
Oh, okay. That's what's
Everything is done here at the school now. We have our own test site. You train here and you test here. We have everything here now.
Awesome. I wish I was. I'm sorry. I wish I had the new school, the lights, and all that other good stuff, man. I'm jealous.
And don't be jealous, because some people probably wish we probably still send people because that's what our past state is.
I got you. The opportunity after you let's say miss the first, how many opportunities do we get to get our CDLs at the end of the testing? Like how many times we could test out? Because when I went there, we was offered the opportunity of 3 times. But is it still 3?
No. So as a student, your tuition covers 2 tests. So your tuition covers 1 test, and then based on your attendance, your willingness in class, and Ian says, okay, students get nervous, all kind of stuff be going on. And if you was a good student and blah, 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 he'll let you do a second test at the cost of Tri-C, But he usually lets you do a second test. So after your second test, if you're still not successful, then you'll be responsible for paying the test fee, but he'll let you use the truck without charging you a truck fee up to 4 times.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense?
That makes sense.
So your first test is included in your tuition. Your second test, we'll say your first and second test is including your tuition, because I haven't seen him yet charge for the first and second test, usually, unless the student was just like an a-hole student and just, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen him yet charge for the first and second test. And then he'll let you use the truck, the first test, the second test, the third test, the fourth test. So after the second test, you'll just pay the test fee, which is what, $113. And then after 4 times you haven't passed, he like, okay, is this student really serious, or he just,
just done.
So after the 4th time, then he be like, well, you have to pay the truck rental fee, because now you holding up a truck for somebody that, so, and then, so you pay the $175 for the truck rental fee plus whatever the test fee is. So if you pass the pre-trip, but you didn't pass the road or the skills of the road, then you pay for those 2 tests plus the test rental fee. So that's how we doing it now.
Well, that's
I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Tell Ian Sean said what's up. Tell him thank him. Tell him I said thank you for everything that he done for me, man. I mean, I had to go through it twice. But Tri-C.
But did it cost you twice?
No, I went in there. I knocked out. I'll tell you. Quick story. So I went in. I was nervous a little bit, but I knocked out my pre-trip, and she told me the lady told me if you had to make one more pull up on that backup, then you would have been X, but I got it in there. Now, I was so excited that first channel turn over there on, what's that, Cliffview? Right over there by that gas station, got me. Got me.
Do? Right over the curb?
Red got me. I didn't run over the curb. The tire rubbed the curb, and she said, she was like, I could have let you go through, but I can't. I wouldn't be. She said it wouldn't be fair because the other guy did the exact same thing, and she didn't let him go through. And I was like, man. So I came back the following week and aced it and got it. Came back to Ian, shook this. Like I said, you guys at that time. I think, to be honest with you, I'm kind of glad that I did go through the old school, because the old school, it was awesome. Everything was in the dark.
Yeah.
Everything was in the dark. I signed up for school in August. I didn't go until September, and then I graduated because I was on the weekend shift. I didn't graduate until like December, but it was an awesome experience though.
I heard about it. I started right when they closed the old school down and was getting ready to open up. Well, I started when they closed the old school down and everything moved to downtown. I don't know if you remember that. That was in 2018, I believe. 2017.
I didn't remember. I don't remember. I remember, like I said, after I graduated and came back, I think I came back maybe. I think I came back like right when y'all opened the school, because I was still thinking that it was at the old school, but yeah.
Okay.
So, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful campus. It's a beautiful campus. Awesome layout.
And they was still remodeling this building when I started, so I was downtown. We was at the Eastern campus first, and then they sent us downtown. Some of us was at Eastern, some of us were downtown.
All right. Well, thank you very much, ma'am. I really do appreciate it. I will pass the information along, and again tell Ian I said thank you for everything.
All right, Tom.
All right, now you take it easy.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. Tri-C Trucking Academy / Tri-C Technical College. Your class A, B, and forklift school, all in one in Euclid Avenue in Euclid, Ohio. That's what's up. Um, as you guys know, if you already, here is the misconception. The misconception at one point was that if you even had your license, you would still have to go to school for your endorsements. That's a misconception. You already have your license. All you have to do for your endorsements, all you just have to do is just go in, take the test, or for hazmat, pay for the hazmat, and you'll get your endorsements. Boom, out the door. For people that don't have their CDL at all, then you will have to go to school for everything. You can't just go to the DMV, grab the little book, uh, read the little book, and all that other good stuff. None of that. No more. Also, for the drug tests, as we was talking about, um, if you smoke weed every day, you might want to take a little bit of time before you go and make sure that it's out of your system. And when it is out of your system, as she said, don't pay for your permit. Just get the slip, take it to them, and then when you take the drug test, and if you fail it or whatever the case, it won't be reported. But if you have your permit and you take the drug test and you fail it, then yes, they're going to have to report that to the FMCSA. All right. All right. So that's the information. Hope you guys like it. I will come back at you guys with another video, another MTC live. If you have any questions or anything like that, leave it in the comments below. Whoever you guys want me to call next, leave it in the comments below and we'll try to get it in. Lockout Man. Yo, the best conversation starts over here at the Lockout Man podcast show on YouTube. Follow me on not Instagram, but what's that bullshit? Follow me on TikTok for all the other bullshit. All bullshit is on TikTok. I don't talk trucking on TikTok at all. No more truck talk. If you're serious and you want to get at me about truck talking, come over here to the Lockout Man podcast show. Make sure you subscribe, all that good stuff, and you get your trucking information over here. TikTok, bullshit, reactions, crazy shit on TikTok. All right. Till next time, everybody, y'all take it easy. I'm out.